take a look at that kid, will you? Huh? Ain't he something?
Yeah.
You see the way? Look at the way he's holding out that nurse's little finger, huh? That kid's got quite a little grip on him, doesn't he? I mean, just a day old, he's already major league material. Huh?
Yeah, it's gonna be all right. He's gonna be a slugger.
What's wrong?
No, nothing's wrong.
You're thinking about Lena, ain't you?
I just hope she's gonna be all right.
Well, I got a feeling, Jeff. I think she's gonna be. Everything's gonna be just fine.
I hope you're right about that.
Lena.
What?
Wake up. Got some coffee here for you. It's a little weak. I didn't have much left.
Coffee?
Yeah.
What time is it?
About 10 o'clock. Yeah. That's where I slept last night.
On the floor?
Mm-hmm. I told you I would. You should have believed me. Wouldn't have had to sleep with one eye open all night. You must be about as worn out as I am.
Yeah, well, what do you expect? Especially when you're pointing a gun at me for 24 hours.
Come on, Elena.
Joe, I want to go home. Now, you have your money. Let me go.
Look, as soon as I make my plans, I'll let you go.
Hello, Dennis. Welcome home. Oh, I'm so happy you're free.
I'm not free yet, Mom. It's only temporary.
Oh, Dennis, you can't really believe that.
I do.
Well, I don't. Not for a minute. I'm confident the police will find that sailor and prove he's the one who killed Chris Shaw.
Well, let's hope they do, for Elena Decker's sake.
Dennis, you're so thin and you look so tired.
I'm all right, Mom.
You don't know how awful it's been for me not being able to see you.
Please, Mom, don't cry, all right?
I can't help it. I'm just so happy to have you back.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Thank you, darling. Have you talked to Stryker this morning?
Yes. He said that the police have been having calls from all kinds of people with ideas about where this Joe Foster guy is, but nothing's been right so far, and Detective Donovan thinks that Foster left Houston, so...
Well, I wanted to hire private investigators to find this sailor.
Yeah, Stryker told me.
I don't understand why he's so opposed to the idea.
Well, Stryker said if the police don't come up with something, he'll give you a call.
Dennis, you know I'll do anything to keep you from having to go to prison. I want you to be free, to get on with your life.
Well, I want that too, Mom, but it may not work out.
I wish you wouldn't talk that way. You sound so pessimistic.
I'm not, Mom. As a matter of fact, I'm going to make what little time I have valuable. Paige and I are going to try again.
Elliot told me. I think it's a mistake.
She's my wife. She helped.
Helped you? If it weren't for her, for your misguided belief that you could protect her, you would never have gone to jail in the first place.
Yeah, well, you can't change what happened.
She's a tramp. She's not...
That's not true, Mom. Now, Paige told me why she made those films.
I'm sure she did. She probably gave you some sad story about not wanting to do it. But because of terrible circumstances...
Look, what Paige tells me is our concern, Mom. Not yours.
what she tells you are lies.
It's in the past. It's over.
Have you really forgiven her for making that horrible film?
I have to try it, Mom.
She's the same woman, Dennis. No matter how often she tells you she's changed.
She loves me.
She doesn't love you. Last winter, when Alex was shot, for 1 month, everyone thought he was dead. During that month, Paige seduced you, and you married her. You see, she knew Alex was your natural father, and that you would inherit his fortune.
Hi.
Oh, hi.
How you feeling?
Okay.
Any bleeding?
Nope.
Good. Where's your roommate?
Oh, I don't know, but I'm glad she's gone. Oh, she talks non-stop. Yep.
About what? Her new baby?
Oh, everything and anything.
Well, she's going to be released tomorrow afternoon, so you'll get some peace and quiet.
She told me about Joe Foster and Elena. She showed me the newspaper article.
Nita, I don't want you to lie here and worry about it. The police will find them.
Courtney, I can't help it.
Well, look, I want you to concentrate on getting some rest. And, of course, the new baby.
But it was Billy Joe's fault that Elena is now being held hostage. If he hadn't taken that
Nita,
money, then
please
she
don't
wouldn't...
get upset.
I just don't understand why he'd do such a thing.
Well, Billy Joe wanted to help you. And the baby. He didn't think he was doing
He
anything
never
wrong.
thinks. Not till after the fact. Courtney, I told him not to get involved with those kind of people, and he promised me he wouldn't. He's broken so many promises to me.
He's been waiting here all night to see you.
Well, tell him to go to the Coop or anywhere. I don't want to see him.
Nita, give him a chance to explain or apologize.
No, Courtney, I've had enough explanations and I've had enough apologies. I've heard enough of Mr. Billy Joe Wright. I never want to see him again.
How's Nita doing?
Oh, she's doing better. They stopped the hemorrhaging last night, and Courtney said she's going to be all right now.
That's good. That's good. Have you seen her yet?
No, not yet.
Why not?
I just haven't.
Well, she's all right, isn't she?
She's fine. Well, she just doesn't want to see me yet, that's all.
Why is that?
I don't know.
Well, how do you know she doesn't want to see you?
Because Courtney told me. She chalked it all up to Nita being weak, but I know it's something else.
Well, look, you're just imagining this now. Now, why would she not want to see you?
I don't know. Maybe she thinks I'm responsible for all that's been happening here. Joe Foster showing up and taking Elena hostage.
Why would she think that?
You know how women are. They get crazy ideas in their head like that.
Well, you never even met the guy before. Look, let me talk to her. Let me find out what's going on, all right?
No. I think we just better wait on this, okay? Courtney said later on today, and I'm just going to stick around a little bit here. What about Elena? Did you hear anything from the cops?
No. No, they're trying to find her car, but they haven't had any luck.
I don't understand it. Where could Foster have taken her?
I don't know. Man, I just don't know. They got the roadblocks, they've got the airport staked up, but they haven't come up with anything yet.
I know you're worried.
Well, at least Nita's all right, you know. Thing is that Elena will never know that.
Yeah.
Hey. I'm getting this feeling. Wait a minute. Are you keeping something from me?
I guess I'm just feeling a little guilty about leaving Nita alone, that's all.
Well, why would you feel guilty about that? You're out helping Elena's career. The kid wasn't expected for 2 more weeks, right? Nita told you to go.
Yeah, I know that, but I still feel guilty.
Why do you feel guilty? What are you talking about? What's going... Hey, Ricky.
Jeb, you're gonna pay for this, right?
Paige wasn't the least bit interested in you, Dennis, until she stumbled onto the truth about you and Alex.
Yeah, the truth you kept from me for 25 years.
Yes, in order to protect you.
Protect me.
I never thought I'd see Alex again.
So you married a man you didn't love and you lived a lie for 25 years?
That's right.
And you're giving me a lecture about Paige's dishonesty.
I did love Elliot. Not in the same way I love Alex, but I did love him. That wasn't a lie. And you were such a happy little boy. It would have been cruel to destroy that.
So why destroy it now?
When I found Alex again after all those years, I felt you should know the truth. But Elliot asked me not to tell you. He was so afraid of losing you.
Dad had nothing to fear. He's my father. He always will be.
Of course.
Just because I found out about Alex doesn't change anything, Mom. Doesn't make one bit of difference.
It will make a great deal of difference to Alex.
Look, Mom, I have nothing against Alex, and I hope that he gets better and recovers, but that doesn't change the way I feel about Dad.
Alex doesn't want you to change your feelings about Elliot. But you are Alex Wheeler's son. Will you come with me to the hospital and acknowledge that?
So what are you going to do? You're going to stay in this dump forever?
Nope.
Joe, the police are going to find you sooner or later. Why don't you just go to Mexico? Look, there must be some place where you can cross over at the border without being seen.
It's too risky.
You know, it's funny. You went through all that trouble. You almost killed Nita and her baby just to get all that money. And now you can't even spend it.
Look, I didn't touch Nita.
No, but you nearly scared her half to death with that gun.
Well, it was my money and I wanted it. Besides, I have plenty of time to spend that money.
After you kill me?
I don't want to kill you.
Oh, but you would if you had to, wouldn't you? You were going to kill me on that freighter.
I didn't, did I?
That was because Jeb and Ricky found me.
I never wanted to kill you.
You said you had your orders.
Look, Elena, right now, the only thing I want from you is your help.
I can't help you.
Yes, you can. You're my ticket out of here. Now, if you're with me, the police won't shoot me.
Okay, let's say that you get out of there. Or out of here, then what?
Well, then I'll let you go.
Let me go now. Please, Joe.
You're just going to run straight to the police.
No, I won't. Why can't you trust me?
Because
why?
Because I used to trust people. And every single time I did, I got double-crossed. Even my parents double-crossed me. So don't talk to me about trust, Elena. Now, look, I made it here on my own. And I ain't going to let nothing blow it now.
Look, I think I'll go buy Nita some flowers here.
Wait a minute. Not so fast, Ray.
Why don't you go throw your weight around somewhere else,
I want to
Dicker?
talk to you.
Well, I don't want to talk to you.
Wait, something happens to my sister Anita because of what you've done.
Listen, I'm warning you, Dick. Get your hands off me.
Hey, what's happening
Just
here?
because you're an ex-cop, that doesn't give you reason to go throwing your weight around. Now, listen, I'm just upset about this whole thing as you are, but that doesn't give you no reason to make threats.
What do you think? I'm going to feel sorry for you? You ought to feel responsible. I'd feel responsible, too, if I was the one who made my wife almost get killed.
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the money that Joe Foster was looking for. Now, he thought you had it.
Yeah, well, Joe Foster thought wrong.
Yeah, well, Foster's not the only one who thought you had it. The police did, too.
I'll see you around, Jim. I'm warning you, Dicker. I'm warning you. Get your lousy hands off me.
Wait, will you both you just calm down, all right? We're not...
He started
Wait a
it.
minute, I'm going to finish it.
Hey, nothing to worry about, all right? We have just a problem. We're going to take it. Ma'am, you don't have to make the call. We'll be all right, okay? Just go away. All right, look. Let's just go outside and figure this out right now.
What do you want from me,
Outside,
Decker?
I
What do you want?
want the truth for once.
All right, I kept the money. Is that a crime, huh?
Oh, man, the money was stolen.
I didn't steal it. I found it in the locker in a
Well,
bus
why didn't you
stop.
take it back to the police the minute you got your hands on it?
Oh, you really got to think for the cops, don't you? Do you really think they would have believed me if I turned that stuff over to them, huh? Well, would you?
Wait a minute. Is that right? Now, do you have the money that Joe Foster's after?
Yeah, I found the key in Burning Bear, and I used the key to open up the locker. Now, is that a crime, huh? Is it?
Ricky is right. Now, why did you not go to the police?
Because if I would have brought that money to the police, they would have kept it, man. They would have pinned the whole rap on me.
But if you knew that he was after it.
Look, I didn't think he was going to show his face back in Houston. Anyways, I didn't do it for me. I wanted all you guys to have it. I gave the money to you and Elena and Nita. It's not like I didn't spend any of that damn money for myself.
And don't you see, you idiot? Foster knew you had the money. That's why he went after Nita.
I wasn't thinking about that. I thought he was dead or he skipped the country. All right, I was wrong, all right? Maybe I shouldn't have done it. All I was trying to do was help everybody out here.
Yeah,
That's
you
all.
were wrong, all right.
Look, just calm down, all right? Billy Joe, where is the money now?
It's gone, man. It's all gone.
Oh, Dr. Douglas, mind if I have a word with you?
Oh, certainly.
We met the other day. I'm a business associate of Alex Wheeler.
Yes, of course, Mr. Parnell. I remember you.
I understand Mr. Wheeler's been readmitted to the hospital.
Yes, that's right.
I hope that doesn't mean his condition is worse.
No, actually, his condition has improved. We've readmitted him to supervise his therapy.
Then you're fairly optimistic about his chances for recovery.
Well, there's still a possibility that he won't have a full recovery, but I'll tell you, his chances are a lot better than they were a week ago.
Oh, how's that?
Well, at least now he's aware of what's going on around him. He hasn't recovered his speech yet, though. We'll just have to wait and see about that.
You think I could visit Mr. Wheeler?
Well, Mrs. Wheeler's in there with him right now. I tell you what, why don't you come back tomorrow?
Of course. Fine. Thank you for your time.
Of course.
Well, how are things going? You enjoying being a free man?
It has its advantages. Yeah, I guess I'm enjoying it all right, considering that it may not last all that long.
Well, on the other hand, it could all be over for good and you could be free forever.
Maybe.
We just have to hope for the best at your sentencing, that's all.
Hoping isn't going to change things one way or the other, Dad. That's up to the judge and the courts now.
Dennis, this may be a bit presumptuous on my part, but how are things going with Paige?
Things with Paige are fine, for the most part.
For the most part?
Dad, Mom came by a little earlier. She, has a way of bringing back unpleasant memories.
Was she trying to make trouble between you and Paige?
You know, Mom.
What did she say?
It's not important.
Dennis, it is important. I've warned Iris about trying to come between you and Paige again.
Dad, Mom isn't the problem. I am.
I knew you'd get better, darling. I just knew it. And I have some more good news for you. While you were in therapy, I went to see Dennis. He's out on bail now, and there's a chance he may be exonerated. Isn't that wonderful? He's thin, and he looks tired. But I'm sure after he's home a few days, he'll be just fine. Just like you.
Iris. Dennis.
Yes. Yes, darling. Dennis. He's out of jail. Do you understand that?
Talk.
Yes, Alex. You did. You talked.
Talk.
You want to talk to Dennis? Is that it?
Dennis.
All right, Alex. I'll get the doctor. You just rest. Let me get the doctor.
I'll take care of it immediately.
Evan, Alex just spoke to me.
He spoke?
Yes, he said my name, and then Dennis, and talk. Now, I know it's only a few words, but it means he's regaining his speech, doesn't it?
Yes, that's exactly what it means.
What kind of problem are you having?
Nothing we can't iron out, Dad.
Well, is it something you want to talk about?
Not really. Well, you know, if I'm gonna go to prison for the next 5 years, it really doesn't matter anyway.
Was that the reason Iris came by? To lobby against you and Paige getting back together again?
She said something that disturbed me, Dad.
What was that?
She said the only reason Paige married me was for the money that I'd get from Alex's will.
You believed her?
Not sure.
Paige loves you, Dennis.
Mom has a way of sowing seeds of doubt. She knows I won't know whether to believe it or not.
Is that the main reason Iris came by?
No, it isn't. She wants me to see Alex.
What did you say?
I'll see Alex when I'm ready to see Alex, not because Mom wants me to.
Alex is your father.
I know that, Dad. I know that because you told me, and because Mom told me, and because everyone in Houston knows by now. But I don't feel like he's my father. That's the difference.
Well, that will take some time.
Yeah, well, I'd rather use my time for something more important.
Isn't that being a little hard on Alex?
It's got nothing to do with Alex.
Dennis, he is a very sick man. He may not live. It would mean a great deal if you were to pay him a visit. Then at least he would know that you know the truth.
What about you, Dad? I mean, are you supposed to stand around while I go and patch things up with Alex?
If that's the real reason why you're loath to visit Alex because of some guilt on my account...
Well, it certainly has something to do with it.
Well, then it shouldn't.
Dad, what Mom did to you was unfair.
Dennis, I've had 25 wonderful years as your father. I don't begrudge Alex the right to be united with his son after all this time.
Why don't you get out of here before Billy Joe comes back?
Not on your life, man. I got a few more things to say to that guy.
Come on, Ricky. Let's just drop it. It's over.
It's not over for Elena.
I know, you're right, man. We got to do something. We got to... What about Donovan? Why don't you call him or some of your other friends down the station and see what's going on?
That's a waste of time.
Well, maybe not. Maybe there's something we can do. We can, go on the road and try and find her or look.
There's nothing we can do. All right, I'll call him anyway. And then I'm going to go down to the nursery and see Nita's baby.
All right. Yeah, get your hat.
Hi, Courtney.
Hi, Ricky.
How's Nita?
She's still a little weak. She lost a lot of blood, but she's going to be okay.
Can I see her?
Ricky, I think that her husband should be the first one to see her. Maybe later.
Yeah, I suppose so.
How are you feeling, by the way?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine.
Good.
I'm fine. Listen, I'm going to go make that call.
Okay.
Bye.
Hang in there. You look, tired.
I am. I've been tying loose ends all day.
Is there anything I can help you with?
How are you at packing?
Terrible.
Yeah, me too. But that's what's next on my list.
Have you said goodbye to Grandma Kate yet?
No, I haven't. I was gonna go out to the ranch later.
I gotta go out there. Why don't I give you a ride out there or something?
No, that's okay. I want to go alone.
Yeah, I understand. Hey, you want to have a cup of coffee with me?
Yeah, I do.
Don't you ever see your parents?
Nope. I told you they double-crossed me.
Where did you grow up?
Doesn't matter.
I left when I was 15. I ain't never going back.
Never?
Nope. I left there to make lots of money. And there it is. Right there in that bag. I waited so long for that. Now it's mine. Don't make a sound. Yeah?
Hello, Joe. Pete Parnell.
How'd you know I was here?
Listen, man, I know you're in a lot of trouble. I want to help you out.
Why?
All my friends are in trouble.
Oh, yeah, with friends like you.
Besides, you've got my money.
It's my money now. You want it? You come and get it.
Listen, what good's it gonna do you, Foster? I mean, how do you plan to spend it?
Oh, I got big plans.
Look, if you want help, you know I can get you papers. I can get you out of the country. You just say the word.
Yeah? What's the catch?
No catch. Just one little favor you could do me before you leave.
Hey, I don't owe you any favors. Not anymore.
Okay, you don't owe me. But if you do this for me, I'll get you out of town.
All right, what is it?
Alex Wheeler is beginning to recover from his stroke. He's slowly regaining his speech. Now, if he continues to improve, you know what that means to me and to you.
So?
So he's in Gulf Coast Hospital. I want you to take care of him. I want you to make sure that he has a relapse. A fatal relapse.
I don't know.
Look, one little favor for a lifetime of freedom, Joe.
Look, I'll call you.
Where's Dennis? He was going to help me pick up my things at the suite.
Well, Dennis went to the hospital to pay a visit on Alex Wheeler.
Oh. Oh, I thought he was against that.
Well, we had a little talk and he changed his mind.
You encouraged him to go?
That's right.
Well, how do you feel about this?
Well, I think Dennis has done the right thing.
Doesn't answer my question, Elliot.
I think Alex needs Dennis very much right now. More than I do.
Sounds like Iris talking to me.
Well, Iris may have instigated it, but it's not her doing. I love Dennis, but I've just come to realize that just because Alex enters Dennis's life, it doesn't mean that I'm going to lose Dennis.
You're not going to lose him. I hope you realize that. He loves you very much.
Well, I hope you're right.
I am right. As a matter of fact, I've been envious of your relationship with Dennis.
Well, Dennis loves you too, Paige.
So he tells me.
Well, it's true. Granted, he's been pretty shaken up by this whole thing of Chris Shaw's murder and the movie, but all that will pass.
Will it? I wonder.
Look at him. Oh, I think he's the most beautiful baby I've ever seen. I guess every mother says that.
Yeah, they do. But in this case, I must agree with you. He's also a healthy little thing. All 8 pounds of him.
8 pounds?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
Ooh, yeah.
That's right. That's probably why he wanted to get an early start on things.
Oh. It's gonna be all right?
Oh, he's gonna be just fine. The nurses say he's already got an incredible appetite.
Just like his daddy. Got the cutest little nose. Like a little doll nose. And those eyes. Did you see his eyes? They were so big and dark and beautiful. Just like his daddy's.
Oh, I think he's gonna grow up to be just a handsome young man.
I think you're just about as prejudiced as I am.
No, I mean it. I mean it. And you should see the nurses fussing over him in the nursery. Speaking of which, I think I'd better take him back for his morning feeding, okay? I know.
I wish I could breastfeed him.
I do too, but you're still too weak. But I promise you, you are going to see a lot more of this young man.
Here we go. Come on in.
Hi, Courtney. Hello, Nita.
Hi. I was just showing Nita your son.
Is this the first time you've seen him, huh? He's really something, ain't he, huh?
Yes, he is. Well, I guess I better get going. I'll see you later.
Yes, buddy.
Courtney,
Yes?
thanks for everything.
Oh, sure. I'll talk to you later, okay?
Brought you some flowers.
I see that.
Well, where can I put them?
Why don't you put them right here? The nurse will take care of them.
Boy, he's gonna be a great kid, huh? Billy Joe Jr. He's gonna be something. I was just watching him a little while back, and he had a hold of the nurse's hand, and he wouldn't let her go. He's got such a grip on him. Wasn't I tell you, Nita, huh? Didn't I tell you he was gonna need that baseball bat real soon? What's wrong, honey? Huh? Look, everything's gonna be all right, honey. It's gonna be all right.
No. No, Billy Joe. No, it's not.
Yes. Oh, Vivian, I'll have to call you back later. Dennis has just walked in the door.
Hello, Mom.
I was so worried you wouldn't come. I'm glad you did.
How's Alex?
The most wonderful thing has happened.
What?
Alex had just come back from therapy, and I was telling him about your being out on bail, and he said your name. It was like a miracle.
My name?
Yes. He wanted to talk to you.
Is he in his room now?
No, Dr. Douglas has taken him to run some tests, but they'll be back shortly.
Well, I'll wait then.
Oh, Dennis. You just have no idea how much this will mean to Alex.
There's something I want you to understand, Mom.
What is that?
I'm not doing this for you, you know.
Well, I never thought you were.
You've been pressuring me for the last 6 months, and you never had the nerve to tell me the truth. I just want you to know I'm not giving in to your pressure.
It doesn't matter, Dennis. You're here.
I just want you to know that the only reason I'm here is because Alex is my father, and because my father needs me.
Are you and Dennis having problems?
What makes you think that?
Just wondering. Dennis said that Iris stopped by earlier.
Causing trouble?
Well, he wouldn't say, but knowing Iris, I imagine she was.
Iris doesn't frighten me anymore, Elliot.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
I'm very hopeful that things will be different in the future.
Oh, yes?
We have been having troubles, you're right. But it's because Dennis thought that he would be spending the next 20 years of his life in prison. As a matter of fact, there's a very good chance that even if he is sentenced, his sentence will be suspended.
Well, then, if you're together.
I think everything will be all right.
Before Dennis left, he was telling me about Iris's visit. I asked him if she was becoming a problem where you and he are concerned, and he said that he was the problem.
Did he?
Mm-hmm. Yes, he wouldn't explain it, and I didn't want to push him, but something is wrong, isn't it?
Nothing that can't be worked out, Ellie.
Look, I know it's not easy to talk about some things, especially with your father-in-law, but...
It's not that. I just don't feel it's my place to talk about it, not now. You know, who knows? Maybe it'll turn out to be nothing at all. Dennis and I have barely had a day together since he got out of prison. And it's just too soon to expect things to change overnight.
Well, you just remember what I said. Dennis loves you. And that love will go a long way towards solving whatever problems you have.
Nita, you just don't know what I've been through. I've been out there. I've been waiting around. I've been wanting to talk to you. I've been imagining all sorts of different things. But now we got Billy Joe Jr., honey, and everything's going to be okay now.
Billy Joe, it's not going to be okay.
Honey, I know
something
you've been through a rough time, but that's all over now. We got to put that all behind us.
I thought I was going to lose the baby.
I know you must have been real frightened, honey. I know, and I'm real sorry you went through all that stuff. But, honey, let me tell you something. That me going to Nashville and leaving you like that, I'm never going to forgive myself, but I can tell you one thing that's never going to happen again, Nita. It's never going to happen again.
I could have died. The baby could have died.
I know that. Honey, just put that all behind you, huh? You got to get some rest. You got to get well so you can start to take care of the baby.
How can I put that all behind me? How can I not think about that? That's all I've been thinking about since I came in this hospital. You took the money, didn't you?
Nita, I don't want to talk about that now.
That's how you got me that diamond ring. And how you gave all that money to Jeb and Lena.
Yeah, I had it.
Why'd you do it?
Honey, I did it because I wanted great things for our family. Really, honey. For you and Billy Joe Jr. Good school, a pretty house, good clothes. All those things you and I never had when we were growing up.
It's wrong, Billy Joe. It's wrong.
I know that now, honey. I know that now.
Do you remember the last time that we were separated?
I remember. But, honey, you don't think I forget that I was so miserable without you?
You couldn't understand how me and everybody else could only think bad things about you. And then I told you if you ever got involved with the wrong kind of people again, I would have to leave you.
I know you said that, honey. But this is different. This is different.
I meant it.
Honey, I never got involved with Joe Foster or anybody. I just made a mistake.
I could have died. Our baby could have died.
I know that, honey. But I didn't know he was going to come back to Houston. I thought he went to Mexico or he died or something like that. Just give me one more chance, Nina. That's all I'm asking.
No, you had your one last chance.
Don't say that, darling. Please don't say that, huh?
I'm going to leave you, Billy Joe. Me and the baby, we're going to leave you.
Don't say that, Nina. You don't mean that, darling.
I'm sorry, I have to.
Honey, I love you so much. Please, don't leave. Don't take the baby away from me.
I love you, too. I have to. I have to. I have to do it for the baby.
The therapist will be down tomorrow to talk to you about the changes we'll have to make in Alex's therapy.
That's fine. Dr. Douglas, thank you for all your help.
My pleasure, Mrs. Witter.
Thank you. Alex, look who's come to see you.
Hello, Alex.
Dennis.
Darling, if it's all right, I'd like to go out to the house and pick up a few things for you. I won't be long.
Okay.
I'll see you both shortly.
I know you're my father.
You angry?
I was. I was really angry. I was angry that nobody told me. But I understand. At least I'm trying to.
Good.
It's just that it's a lot to take in, that's all. It's gonna take time, Alex.
Your mother did what best.
My mother did what she thought was best.
You love Elliot.
Yes, I do. He'll always be. My dad.
I understand.
I can be your son.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
You remember the first time that Ryan dropped down out of the sky in that helicopter?
Oh, yes, I remember.
You've come around full circle.
Mom, Grandma, he's here.
It's pretty smart of Ryan to pick you up and take you to the airport in that helicopter.
I don't think I've seen Steve that excited in a long time.
You think Ryan's won Steve over?
Well, I think he's made a good start.
I'm gonna miss the two of you.
Oh, Kate, we won't be gone long. And Rena promised that she'd look after you.
Have Rena and Max heard anything more about Elena?
No. I feel bad that I can't be with Rena at a time like this.
Oh, she understands.
I know, but I still feel badly about it.
Well, I'll keep an eye on her.
Thanks.
Come on, Grandma.
Oh, but, hey, hold on there. I'm not going to Virginia with you.
I know, but Ryan said we could go for a ride before we leave.
Hi.
Hi. You think Alex Wheeler minds us using his helicopter for pleasure?
Well, my uncle's a generous man. He won't mind at all.
I know you're my father.
You angry?
I was. I was really angry that nobody told me about this. But I think I understand. At least I'm trying to understand.
Good.
It's just that it's a lot to take, you know? It's gonna take some time.
Your mother did her best.
My mother did what she thought was best.
You love Elliot?
Yes? I love him very much. I'll always think of him
as my dad?
I understand.
I can be your son. I'm not such a prize, you know.
You are everything I hoped for in a son. More. Dennis, I can't expect you to change feeling for Elliot. I just want no better myself.
Joe,
What?
I'm hungry.
Well, there's some stuff in the fridge.
No, there's an old loaf of bread and a can of tuna and some dill pickles. I just looked.
Well, make yourself a tuna sandwich.
You don't even have any mayonnaise.
I'm not running a luxury hotel here. That's what I got.
I want a hamburger and French fries.
Well, you can just forget about that. 'Cause until I figure out where we're going, you're just going to have to stay put. Yeah?
Joe, Pete Parnell.
What do you want?
I want an answer. You gonna get rid of Alex Wheeler for me, or aren't you?
You gotta talk to Nita for me, Maggie. You just gotta.
Well, I will, Billy Joe, only I don't know if it's going to do any good.
It was just a big mistake. You gotta make her understand that. I didn't know that Joe Foster guy would come over to the apartment like that.
Billy Joe, that mistake just about cost Nita her life. Now, that's a hard thing to argue against.
I know that, but you gotta convince her, Maggie. You just gotta. Nita can't leave me. She just can't.
Come on. You're all bundled up here. Oh, here. Look at that smile. Look at that big smile. Here we go. Here we go. Oh. Hey. You know, I think Maggie and everybody else is right. You are the most beautiful baby in the whole world. Yes, you're so happy. You're so good. You're so good. Oh, what you got in your mouth? Oh, there's your oh, no. None of that. None of that. It's going to be hard getting along without your daddy. But we're going to do it. You and me. We're going to do it.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
We can be friends. We can start there.
That good start.
25 years, that's a long time.
Don't remember.
Listen, you just rest and get better, okay? There's plenty of time.
We have so much to share.
You know what I'd like to do first? Go to a baseball game. Drink some beer, yell at the umpires.
Okay.
Then we can go out on your yacht and do some fishing. Would you like that? We can do that sometime together, maybe.
I'd like to.
Good. Then as soon as you get better, we've got a date.
Grant.
Alex.
Iris gave me the good news.
I'm Dennis Carrington.
Hi. Grant Wheeler, Alex's brother.
Long time.
Alex, I promised Iris that I wouldn't let you talk, so you tire yourself out.
Listen, why don't I let the two of you visit for a while and I'll come back later, all right?
Good.
I'll see you later.
Dennis, my son.
I know. Iris told me.
I always wanted a son. Now I have an heir.
Well, you're a very lucky man, Alex.
Are you staying in Houston?
Yeah. As long as you need me.
Thank you. Your family.
Well, Judith and I are divorced. She's up in Boston. Lacey is overseas for a month. You ought to see her.
All grown, like the son.
Yeah. All grown.
Iris and Dennis will need you.
I'll be here. Now, Alex, you've got a good and full life in front of you. Now, why don't you just relax and rest so you can enjoy it?
So much to do.
There's plenty of time.
No, not enough.
Why don't I take you back to your room?
Need to see Secretary Terry. No, Ashley. Call her.
All right, Al. I'll call her.
I'm not going to do it.
You better think this through some more, Joe.
I've given it all the thought I'm going to give it.
You're making a big mistake.
Well, then it's my mistake.
Look, I told you I'd help you. I'll get you a passport, get you out of the country, plane tickets, a place to stay.
Listen, friend, I don't think you got the message. I'm through with doing that kind of work. You understand?
Look, you killed Chris. What difference does one more make?
That was an accident.
Yeah. Yeah. Just like the one Alex Wheeler's gonna have.
I said no. From now on, you get someone else to do your dirty work for you, okay? What are you staring at?
Who was that?
None of your business.
That was your boss, wasn't it?
My ex-boss.
Well, what did he want?
Nothing.
Didn't sound like nothing to me. You said that he should get someone else to do his dirty work. What kind of work were you talking about?
Doesn't make any difference. I ain't gonna do it.
It makes a difference if you're upset.
Will you stop asking so many questions? Come on, let's go.
Where are we going?
Where do you think? We're gonna get you that hamburger.
Time to put this young man to bed.
Oh. All right. Here we go. You got him?
Here he is.
Oh, bye-bye, sweetie. Bye-bye.
Oh.
Oh, hello there,
Hi, Maggie.
big boy. Oh, it's kind of late for you to be up, isn't it?
Oh, little. But he earned some special privileges today. He's been such a good boy. Oh, have you decided on a name for your baby?
No, not yet.
Your husband keeps calling him Billy Joe Jr., but I notice it's not down on the records yet.
Well, it'll probably be that then.
I know how it is. I knew a family once. Took a year to make up their minds. Every month they would come up with something else. That poor kid would answer to almost anything. Oh, okay. Little fella, say good night.
Night-night, sweetie. Sweet dreams.
Good night.
Well, here's something for your sweet tooth, honey.
Thanks, Maggie.
Nita, did that upset you?
No, not really.
Well, she had no way of knowing.
No, I'm fine, Maggie, really.
Is that what you've decided then, Billy Joe Jr.?
Well, that's probably what it'll be, since Billy Joe's been calling him that for the last 9 months.
Nita, are you doing all right?
I'm doing fine, Maggie.
Nita, come on now. This is Maggie you're talking to. You don't have to cover up in front of me.
was going so well, Maggie. Why did Billy Joe have to ruin it? Oh, Maggie.
Alex has regained his speech, and he's beginning to get back the use of his arms and legs again, but it's probably going to be quite a while before he's recovered. At least he and Iris can begin to enjoy their lives again now.
That's wonderful news, Ryan.
It's a miracle. You know that none of the doctors thought he had much of a chance.
I am so happy for Alex. And for Iris, too.
So am I.
Do you think that Alex will be able to go back to work at World Oil full-time?
I doubt it. I think if he goes back to work full-time, it could kill him.
I hope you tell him that.
I just hope that Evan and the rest of his doctors will talk some sense into him.
Maybe he needs to hear it from people he loves.
Maybe. Well, I'm sure Iris shares my feelings. You know that she blames me for Alex's stroke.
Why?
She thinks I was pushing him too hard at the office.
Ryan, is that true?
Of course not, but I can't convince her of that.
You know, I thought that you and Iris got along so well.
We did, but lately Well, now that Alex is recovering, maybe Iris and I can get back on the right track. I'm going to have to work on that while you're gone. Give me something to do, right?
You know, maybe Rena could help you. She and Iris are such good friends.
Well, that's a good idea. I have to talk to her. Did you see Stryker this morning?
Yes, I did. I signed the papers, and Stryker said he's going to send them to Barrett as soon as he gets his address from Kate in Colorado.
Was it difficult signing the papers?
Yes, it was a lot more difficult than I thought it would be.
I should have been with you.
No. It's something I had to do on my own. But it's done now.
And once Barrett responds to the summons, it'll all be over.
That should be soon. What should I do now?
Well, just flash the lights, let her know we're here.
You gonna hold that gun on me while I order?
Yep. So don't get any ideas about trying anything.
Terrific.
Well, you're the one who wanted to come out.
This place looks awful.
Ah, it looks fine.
Have you ever been here before?
Nope.
But the food is awful.
What do you want?
Well, why do we have to pull around the back? It's so dark back here.
So the cops won't see the car when they drive by. Now, will you stop complaining?
You want to order or you want to see the bill of fare first?
No, we'd like to see the menu.
You want me to wait? Or would you like some time to consider your choices?
No, we'd like a little time. Thank you.
You know, Sport, I have an idea that the little lady here already knows what she'd like.
Yeah, I would really like
I said we'd like a little time.
Suit yourself. Man, they like to call all the shots, don't they, honey? I'll be back after you've had time to cogitate.
That was good, Elena. Real good.
What are you gonna do? Mark my card for me, too?
No. You can do that yourself, can't you?
Thank you.
Take forever with that culinary delight of yours.
Hold your apron, honey. You just gave me this order.
If they only knew what they had in store for them. God. You know, I swear that girl looks familiar.
What'd you say?
Nothing, I was just sort of thinking out loud.
Well, don't strain yourself, honey.
Give me my order, Gus. And leave the jokes for the Carson show.
I can't.
Don't you think you've done enough for today?
You called Ashley?
I have. She's on her way.
Iris?
I called her. I told her you're fine. I told her you need some rest. She said she'll be over here later. That is, of course, unless you want her over here right now.
No, I'll work now.
Alex, I appreciate that you're trying to make up for lost time. Trying to do everything that you possibly can. You've pushed all your life. Now, don't you think it might be wise for you to lay back and take it a little easier now?
Lost time.
can't remember.
Well, don't worry about that. It'll all come back if you just don't push too hard.
Are you still the best horse breeder and trainer in the country?
Well, yeah. Well, one of the best. You ought to see Lacey. She loves horses as much as I do. She's going to follow in my footsteps.
Sounds good.
Well, I don't know. I prefer she go to college. But we struck a compromise. She goes there 1 year, and then we'll see what happens. Alex, can't I convince you to go into the other room and lie down?
No, I'll wait for Ashley. I missed you, Grant. It's been a lot of years.
We have a lot of years in front of us, Alex. And we'll do the best we can with them.
I'm sorry, Maggie. I've been crying ever since the baby was born.
Oh, honey, that's all right. I think I'd probably be crying myself.
I just feel my whole world is turned upside down.
I understand, honey, but now listen, it's not as bad as you think.
What am I going to do?
Well, honey, just do what you want to do. Do what's going to make you happy.
I guess I keep feeling I'm not being fair to the baby. I'm not even giving him a chance to get his note to get to know his daddy, but I don't know what else to do.
Well, honey, it's not like you're taking his daddy away. I mean, unless you don't intend to ever let Billy Joe see him at all.
I don't know. I haven't thought that far ahead. I just know I can't live with Billy Joe anymore, not after what he's done. You don't think I'm right, do you?
Well, Nita, I think that's something you got to decide for yourself because you're the one that's going to have to live with it. You know me, I can see both sides. I believe Billy Joe when he said he didn't mean to do any harm.
That sailor could have killed me, Maggie. I almost lost my baby.
Oh, honey, I know, but...
But no, Maggie, I just cannot go back living with Billy Joe. I just can't. I can think about just myself, but now I got to think about a baby.
Honey, I just don't believe Billy Joe would purposely do anything that would hurt that baby.
That's just it, Maggie. That's the point. He never tries to harm anybody, but he always ends up doing it. Oh, you think I'm wrong, don't you?
Nita, I think you still love Billy Joe. Now, you know me. I'm the last one that's ever going to take up for Billy Joe, but... Nita, you're like a daughter to me. I just don't want to see you unhappy.
It seems whatever I do, I'm going to be unhappy.
And you know the line houses?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's where they keep all the fence post equipment.
Yeah, they're kind of like fancy tool sheds, aren't they?
Yeah, that's right. Well, anyway, from the helicopter, they look like little matchboxes. And the cattle look like sort of like toys that you get out of cereal boxes.
Things are pretty strange from up there, aren't they?
Yeah, but it's neat, too. My dad flew a helicopter.
Yeah, I hear he was a real good pilot.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of my dad?
Well, I think he was a good soldier, and I know he's a good father. There are a lot of things I admire about your dad.
But you didn't get along with him well.
No, I didn't. I think your dad resented me, and I sure can't blame him for that. But once his resentment got out of hand, well, that's when all the problems started.
Because he was sick?
Mm-hmm. Because of all of his problems in that prison camp. It's going to take him a long time to recover from that, and, well, maybe in some ways he'll never recover. But we have to understand that and make allowances for it.
Do you think you and my dad could be friends?
I don't know, Steve. When he gets well and he gets back to Houston, I'm sure going to try.
Dad left me his medal.
Yeah, are you going to show that to your grandfather when you see him?
I don't know. My grandfather's in the Army.
I know. It'd mean a lot to him. I think he'd be real proud of it.
Thanks a lot, Ryan.
Hey, you're welcome, Steve.
Wait a second. Where are you going in such a hurry?
Oh, I forgot to pack something.
Well, Steve, we've only got 15 minutes left. Spend some time with your grandmother, okay?
You and Steve have a nice talk.
Mm-hmm. And I think we made some real progress.
What'd you talk about?
Vera? You wanted to know how I felt about it.
Well, it's normal, don't you think?
I had the feeling he thought I was going to say something terrible about Vera. So I hope he's reassured.
I want everything to work out.
Oh, don't worry. It will.
Dennis.
How's Alex doing?
Well, Dr. Douglas is trying to get him to rest, and he's waiting for his secretary.
I guess he thinks he can catch up on everything he missed all at once, huh?
He never was much of a patient man.
Mom seemed to think that overworking is what caused his stroke in the first place.
It could be.
Dr. Howard, 4-4.
Dennis,
Dr. Howard, 4-4.
Alex was visibly moved by your visit.
I really wasn't sure how to handle that in the beginning.
You did just fine.
I'm still not sure how to deal with my feelings over this whole thing.
Well, that's understandable. I have ambivalent feelings about Alex after all these years.
Yeah, why didn't the two of you stay in touch with each other?
My wife did not like my brother. So I had to make a choice between him and my family. I chose my family.
Do you ever regret that decision?
Sometimes. But on the whole, no.
Well, I think it'd be tough having to choose between people you love.
I hope you never have to do that.
Did my mother say she was coming back to the hospital?
Yes, she did. And from what else she told me, the two of you are very close.
At times.
What about Elliot Carrington?
Dad? He's the only person I can count on. He's never let me down, not once.
Well, that's quite an accomplishment.
It sure is. Have you met him?
No. Well, I know him through his books, and I read a couple of syndicated columns. Sure would like to talk to him if he has time.
Well, I'd like that. I'll tell him.
Thank you. Dennis, your mother also said that there might be a good chance of your exoneration. I understand that the authorities are looking for a sailor who might be connected in some way with Chris Shaw's death.
Yeah, his name is Joe Foster. It's a pretty good theory, but I'm not sure they're going to be able to prove it.
But it's important that the police find this Joe Foster.
Yeah. It's important so that he doesn't hurt Elena.
How's your hamburger?
It's all right.
What don't you like about it?
Well, I guess any food tastes a little dry when you have a gun pointed at you.
Will you stop complaining? You're the one who wanted to go out.
Thanks a lot.
There's just no pleasing some people.
Can't we go someplace else?
When?
Well, another time when we go out.
Who says there's going to be another time?
Well, we can't just starve.
Well, I can call the grocery store and have them order up some stuff, deliver it.
There must be a better place around here to eat. Now, don't you know of any other place?
No.
Well, why not?
Because it's kind of hard to get around to drive-ins when you don't have a car. Now, will you shut up and finish your food, please? Besides, don't go out to eat too much. Too expensive.
At a drive-in?
Like I told you, when I was growing up, I didn't have much money. That was a big deal for us kids to come to a place like this.
Where did you grow up?
California, San Diego.
I've never been there. Is it nice?
Beautiful.
Well, then why did you leave it?
Because I had to.
15? Is growing up so rough for you?
Yeah, I guess so. I didn't get along too good with my parents.
Well, did you ever see your parents after you left home?
Nope, never tried.
My parents died when I was real young. And I always wished that I'd known them, you know. You should see pictures of my mom. She was so beautiful. I always wish that I would look that beautiful.
I don't know why. You're pretty good looking yourself.
Have you looked in on Alex?
Yeah, he's with his secretary.
Well, I guess it's good that he wants to work, at least.
Yeah, maybe. What kind of work do you do, Dennis?
Well, I was training at KVIK before I was arrested.
Oh, that's Vicki Bellman's station, isn't it?
That's right. Have you met her?
Yeah, she came here to see Iris. I met her daughter, too. Rena?
Rena.
Are you going back to KVIK?
Well, I really can't make a decision like that until my sentence, and that's in a couple of days.
Well, unless the police find this Joe Foster.
I'm not counting on that.
You have a pretty cynical attitude toward your future.
Look, I just don't have any false hopes, that's all.
I see. Oh, Dr. Douglas. Could I interrupt you? This is Dennis Carrington, Dr. Douglas.
How do you do? Nice to meet you.
How's my brother doing?
Well, he's making remarkable progress. By the way, I appreciate your help in getting him out of the hospital, or back into the hospital.
Oh, that's no problem. Iris wanted him to stay at the house.
Oh, well, that doesn't surprise me.
Well, actually, his stay at home was very helpful during the early stages of his recovery, but he needs supervised therapy now, and this is really the best place for it.
Doctor, now that Alex is able to move and talk, does it look like he'll have a full recovery?
Well, it's certainly a step in the right direction. But he's not out of the woods yet. He's still a very sick man.
Well, I have a suspicion that he's going to ask for a release so that he can go back to his office.
Well, he has at least 2 or 3 months of recuperation ahead of him. And that's if there aren't any further complications.
You mean there's still a chance he might have another stroke?
There's always a chance of that. But on the other hand, we may have him back at home in 2 or 3 weeks. I really can't predict. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you again.
Mr. Wheeler?
Well, he sure didn't seem very optimistic, did he?
Well, he's a cautious man. Like you. I just hope that Dr. Douglas can keep Alex from running World Oil from his hospital room. He'll be spending 20-hour days here instead of in his office.
Well, he has Ryan. Ryan's been running the company for him. He trusts Ryan's opinion.
Well, that's true.
Have you seen your nephew since you've been back in Houston?
Yeah, but not as much as I wanted to. We spent a little time together.
Does he know about Alex's recovery?
Yes. I told him that Alex regained his speech. He's dropping Ginny Marshall and her son at the airport, and then he's coming back here to see Alex.
Hey, that's it? No more luggage?
Nope, that's it.
Where's Steve, huh?
He and Kate went to say goodbye to Morning Glory. They said they'd meet us at the helicopter.
Now, you promised me you're going to get a lot of rest and have your parents wait on you?
Okay, I will. I haven't told my folks about the baby. That it's yours, I mean.
Are you going to tell them?
Yes. I think so.
Will they understand?
Yes. I'm sure gonna miss you.
Oh, I'm going to miss you, too. But it's not going to be for very long.
Will you promise me that you won't work too hard?
Mm-hmm. I promise.
You're gonna take real good care of yourself.
Ginny, don't cry.
I promised myself I wasn't gonna do this today. I'm sorry.
It's okay, it's okay. Just think. When you come back, we're going to have the rest of our lives together.
I want that to start right now.
We agreed that this trip would be the best thing for Steve, right?
Yes, it is.
So, first things first.
I know.
But when you do come back, let's spend a lot of time with Steve. We'll go down the creek, we'll have picnics there, and we have to plan our wedding and our honeymoon. So you have a lot to think about while you're gone, don't you?
Okay, I will. Please take care of yourself, Ryan.
Oh, I will, I promise. And I'm going to look after Kate, too.
I love you so much.
I love you, too, Jenny.
Did you talk to Nita?
I did.
And what did she say?
Why don't we sit down, Billy Joe?
I want to go see Nita.
No, I don't think that's a good idea.
But
Not
I
right
gotta
now.
see her.
Come on now. Let's just sit down.
I guess maybe you're right. I'll see her tomorrow.
Billy Joe, I don't think Nita wants to see you.
But I gotta see her. I gotta talk to her.
Billy Joe, you have got to understand she is awfully upset about what happened.
But didn't you explain to her? Didn't you tell her it wasn't my fault?
Right now, she needed somebody to listen, so mostly I listened.
Maggie, what am I going to do here?
Nita asked me the same question, Billy Joe, and I haven't got an answer. I know she loves you, but she just thinks she doesn't want to live with you anymore.
Well, she just got to get over it, that's all. She just needs a little time.
No, Billy Joe, I don't think time is the answer.
What are you trying to tell me?
I think Nita has made up her mind, and nothing is going to change it. She's leaving you.
Well, then, that's it, ain't it? I've done everything I could think of. This is it.
Billy Joe, honey, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Thanks. I love her, Maggie. I love her so much. And I need her. I don't know what I'm going to do. You just don't know.
Billy Joe, I do know. That's the saddest thing of all. I do know.
Mr. Wheeler, you don't know how good it is to hear your voice again.
Sounds good to me, too. Glad you could come.
Oh, it's my pleasure.
Iris said you've been here several times. Thank you.
Well, now you know how fond I am of both of you. Now, is there anything I can get you?
I want to talk to you.
All right. Let me get my pad and pencil.
No, don't have to write down.
Well, all right. What can I do for you?
Stryker.
You want me to call Mr. Bellman?
My will.
Oh, now, Mr. Wheeler, you're doing so much better. Don't talk like that.
I have a son now.
I beg your pardon?
Dennis, my son.
Why, that's wonderful.
Surprised?
Yes, I imagine a lot of people are going to be surprised.
I want my will changed. Dennis, my son, will be Wheeler Oil.
Then you want to see Mr. Bellman right away?
No, tomorrow morning is soon enough.
All right, I'll call him and set up the appointment. Now, don't you think it's about time that you got some rest?
Not yet.
Well, now, Mr. Wheeler, the doctor made me promise that I wouldn't come up here and talk to you and tire you out. I can come back tomorrow or even later.
This is important. Won't take long.
Is that true? Do you really think that I'm good looking?
You must know that. You're real pretty.
Well, not really. Most of the time, I don't feel very pretty.
Yeah? I don't believe that.
Well, it's true. And that was why I didn't get too far with my singing career before Billy Joe became my manager. I mean, he's the one that was trying to help me get some confidence.
Yeah? You seem pretty confident to me. So Billy Joe's a pretty good manager, huh?
Oh, yes, he's the best. He's terrific.
You feeling a little better now that you know that Billy Joe's wife and her baby are all right?
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
You know, I'm really sorry about what I did to her. I never did want to hurt her. I want you to believe that. It's just that I had to have that money.
Is money more important to you than a human life?
Well, when you never had any money, it somehow gets to be real important.
You know, it's funny.
What's funny?
The only other person that I ever talked like this with was Bernie.
Oh, yeah? You and Bernie were pretty good friends, huh?
I think I saw a side of Bernie that no one else ever saw.
I guess so. I sure never saw it.
Does it bother you that you killed Bernie?
I told you, that was an accident.
I know, but doesn't it still bother you?
Of course it bothers me. Well, you finished with your hamburger?
Yeah?
Well, then, let's get out of here. What's the matter with you?
Nothing. You just took me by surprise, that's all.
I'm gonna bite you.
So have you finished your little repast?
Well, yeah, it was terrific.
Want to pile your garbage up here on the table?
Yes.
Okay. Do come again.
So, you ready to go home?
Well, maybe we should just stay here and talk. It's nice to kind of be out, don't you think?
No, I'm getting a little bit nervous here. We can do it again tomorrow night if you want, but let's get back to the apartment right now, okay? Let's go.
Susie Drummer. The girl in the car out there. I kept on thinking I'd seen her somewhere before, and then I remembered. Said she looks like this girl from high school. Susie Drummer. Isn't it funny the way your memory works?
That's a real scream.
Mr. Wheeler, why don't you let me help you in the other room so you can take a nap? We can finish this later.
No. Fine. I'm fine. This is important business.
Jim and I have built up a very lucrative business. Yes, we use crude oil tankers, and yes, we transport drugs. Now, you see, everything's out in the open. But I've got an offer to make.
What are you trying to say?
I'm saying I'm thinking of cutting you in on our little venture.
Cutting me in?
That's right.
You must be out of your mind.
No, I assure you I'm not.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And I don't want any part of it.
Why don't you think it over?
I've thought it over. And I want you out before I turn you in and call the police. Right now!
Alex, you're a good businessman, and I think you'll see that I'm making you a very good offer.
Get out! Get out! Don't you hear me?
Get Ryan Connor right away.
Dr. Lopez, 384. Dr. Lopez, 384.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.
Rena,
Good night, honey.
I went over to the Johnson Ranch. Do you remember that new breed of bull I was telling you about? The ones I was going to buy at the cattle auction?
Yes.
fought for him from Mr. Johnson.
That's wonderful, honey.
I spent all my savings. I might have to borrow a little bit from you to build the house.
Just how much were you planning on borrowing?
Well, depends
On what?
on whether we have 4 bedrooms or 6. Of course, as soon as our ranch starts producing the best beef in Texas, I'll be able to pay you back.
I don't know what's gotten into you.
Well, if I'm going to be a family man, I have to start providing for my family.
And you think the cows are the answer?
Well, they're not cows, honey. They're bulls. They're prize bulls.
Well, whatever they are. I'm glad you bought them.
You know, one of these days, we are going to have the best cattle ranch in all of Texas. And when that happens, you are going to be so proud.
I'm already proud of you.
Are you sure you don't want some dessert, honey?
Positive.
Dinner that bad, huh?
No, not at all. It was great.
Well, I'm afraid my cooking's gotten a little rusty.
Since I went to jail?
No. I was going to say since I moved into the suite at the top of the World Club. Oh, Dennis. You don't know how happy I am to be back here. Home. With you. What's wrong?
Nothing. Nothing's wrong, Paige. I think I'm going to take you up on that dessert.
Dennis, we've got to talk about this. We can't keep avoiding it.
Paige, there's nothing...
Darling, it's not working for us. We have to do something.
Come in.
Mr. Wheeler, I've reached Mr. Connor.
Is he at the hospital?
No, but he's at the airport and he's coming right over.
The airport? Was he going on a trip?
No, sir. No, sir. He just went to see Jenny Marshall off. She's taking her son to Virginia to visit her parents.
There's something I have to do.
Oh, Mr. Wheeler, you have got to stop doing business. You ought to get some rest.
No, I'm not finished.
I promised the doctor that I'd leave you just as soon as I gave you that message.
Ashley.
Hello, darling. Well, Ashley, how nice to see you.
Oh, it's good to see you, too.
I didn't know you were going to stop by. Isn't it wonderful that Alex has regained his speech?
Well, it sure is. But I think he ought to rest now. He's been talking nonstop all afternoon.
Is that true, Alex?
Yes, I have some important business to tend to.
You can tend to your business later.
Iris, this is important business.
Business is closed for today. There's nothing that can't wait until tomorrow.
Just a minute, you.
Texas, starring Beverly McKinsey.
Paige, I really don't know what you're talking
I'm
about.
talking about the way you've been acting since Stryker got you out on bail.
But what is that supposed to mean? How have I been?
Dennis, you've been like a stranger. It's almost as
Almost as if what?
as if we'd never known each other before.
Well, you can't expect things to change overnight, Paige.
It seems like you're not even trying.
Listen, we've been separated for almost a month. I've been out on bail for a little more than a day. I have a possible prison sentence facing me right now.
I know all of that, Dennis.
All right, then what is it you want?
I'm sorry. Of course I don't expect everything to change overnight.
All right, then stop pressuring me. Let things take their own course.
Darling, I don't mean to be putting pressure on you. But, well, after last night...
What about last night?
It's just that our marriage is very important to me, that's all.
Well, our marriage is very important to me, too.
I know that. I just want you to feel free to talk to me about anything that's bothering
But, Paige, nothing is bothering me, okay? Nothing is bothering me. Now, if it's all the same to you, I just assume we change the subject, talk about something else.
How was your visit with Alex? Did that go well?
He seems to be doing a lot better.
Oh, that's good. You know, I really feel like I should visit him. He's been so good to me.
Well, then maybe you should visit him.
I don't think that'll make Iris very happy.
Well, it'll make Alex happy, and that's the important thing, right, Paige?
There's one more thing I have to do.
No, darling, not today. Please, you must rest.
I tell you, I'll see you both later.
Well, if you have time, Ashley, why don't you wait for me in the sitting room?
All right.
Alex is going to sleep soon, and we can visit.
Oh, I'd like that. Could I use the phone in the sitting room?
Of course.
Okay, thank you. And I'll see you later. Now, you take care of yourself.
Darling, I know how excited you are about being able to think and speak and move around, but you mustn't wear yourself out. I don't want you to have a relapse, Alex.
There's something I want to do for Dennis. You're going to be very happy about it.
I'm sure I will be.
Ryan Connor is coming over.
Alex, if it weren't for Ryan, you wouldn't be ill.
Iris, that's not true.
It most certainly is true. And I intend to see to it that he doesn't work you to death when you get out of this hospital.
Iris.
Please, darling, rest. Forget about all this. For me?
You're right. Need rest.
I'm so happy you talked with Dennis.
Is he still here?
No, he's gone home, but he'll be back tomorrow.
Son. My son. Our son.
Yes, darling. Our son.
Thank you.
You sleep now, sweetheart. I will be right here when you wake up.
Were you speaking to me?
Yes, orderly, I'm speaking to you. I'm looking for Dr. Goldman. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't. But if I see him, I'll let him know.
Never mind, I'll have him paged. Oh, there are flowers at the nurse's station that should have been delivered to the patient's rooms hours ago. Take care of it.
Yes, I will. Right away. What are we having for supper?
Honey, I don't know. I'm sorry. I haven't even thought about it.
Well, that's okay. We'll worry about it later. Did you see Jenny before she left?
Yes, we had a long talk.
And I just called Kate a little while ago. I wanted to check on her. She seems to be doing fine.
That's good. I was worried about her.
By the way, Max, Harley called from the sheriff's office.
Any news about Elena?
No. There must be something we can do besides sit and wait.
Joe Foster may have Elena out of the country by now. No telling where they might be.
Iris wanted to hire a couple of private investigators to track down Joe Foster.
She did. Wonder why Iris is so concerned about Elena.
Max, Joe Foster may have killed Chris Shaw. If they find him, Iris believes there's a good chance that Dennis will be exonerated.
Oh, sure. Was she hiring anybody?
Not yet. Stryker told her to wait a few days and to let the police handle it for now.
Well, the police don't seem to be able to come up with much of anything these days. I'll talk to Harley about it.
Okay, honey.
What's wrong, Rena?
Nothing, honey. Just tired.
Rena, you aren't...
No, darling. I am not pregnant yet.
Well, it's just one of the symptoms.
Of what?
Being tired.
Honey, being tired is a symptom for a whole lot of things, including not getting enough sleep. Don't worry, I'll be fine.
Rena?
What now?
I just got an idea. How about we drive into town and have supper with your mom and your daddy? Better yet, why don't we drive into town and take your mom and your daddy out to eat?
Max, you have been up since 4 o'clock this morning. You don't really want to drive all the way into Houston, do you?
Yes, I do. Besides, I think it's about time they know about our plans to have a house and a family.
I've already discussed it with my mother.
What about Stryker?
I just thought that might be something you might want to talk to him about.
I do. I want to tell him tonight. Now, do you feel up to it?
Sure I do.
Well, good. Hey, maybe we better phone them first, though, see if they have any plans.
Okay, I'll do that right now.
Find out if they want to go someplace so I know what to wear.
Hello.
Hi, Mother.
Well, hello, honey. How are you?
Fine. Listen, Max and I were talking about going out for supper, and we thought we would drive into Houston and have supper with you and Dad. How does that sound?
Well, that sounds wonderful.
You sure you haven't made any other plans?
No, we have no plans, honey.
Well, Max has offered to take all of us out for supper.
Well, now, Beth has just started preparing dinner, so why don't we all eat here?
Oh, that sounds good. That we don't have to get all dressed up.
No, just wear something comfortable.
Okay, we'll see you in a little while.
Okay, honey. Looking forward to seeing you. Drive carefully.
Who's that on the phone?
Oh, that was Rena. She and Max are driving into town to have dinner with us tonight.
Wonderful. How's the search for the news director coming? Any luck?
None. Oh, I wish I could get Elliot Carrington for the job.
You offered to him?
Of course I did. But he's been so involved with Dennis lately, he wants some time to think about it.
It's understandable.
Yeah, it is. And I didn't want to push him.
Isn't Elliot writing that book?
He was, but he hasn't mentioned it at all lately. Would you like a drink, honey?
Thank you.
Oh, I talked to Iris earlier.
And how is Iris?
Well, she told me that Dennis went to see Alex in the hospital today. And he now knows that Alex is his natural father.
Iris must be pleased.
Yeah.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Something's wrong. You got that, I'm worried about Rena look on your face. Is she all right?
Oh, well, I hope so. They'll be here in an hour or so, and we'll find out then, okay?
I will drink to that.
I did get your message, but this is the first chance that I have had to call you back. I had to dash right out of the office and come see Mr. Wheeler here at the
How could you not know that he was talking again? I thought that would go through the World Oil building like wildfire. Well, he's tired, and he's still very sick. In fact, he looks really terrible, but he sure has improved since yesterday. Okay. All right, sure, I'll meet you over here.
Sounded as if you were making a date.
Oh, I was just talking to Justin.
Oh?
Yes, he's gonna come by the hospital, see Mr. Wheeler.
When?
Well, he's on his way over right now.
Oh, I don't want anyone else to see Alex tonight. You do understand, don't you?
Of course I do. And I'm sure that Justin will, too.
What do you think of Justin?
Oh, well, you know I'm dating him.
I know. You're a nice man, an honest man.
I think so. Why do you ask?
Oh, I just wondered. I worry about you, the people with whom you spend your time.
You sound just like Aunt Hildy.
Well, she was one of my closest friends, so I hope you won't mind if I worry about her niece a little.
I certainly do not mind. I really appreciate it.
Are you in love with Justin?
No, I wouldn't call what I feel for Justin love exactly. Well, not yet, anyway.
Not yet?
Well, you never know.
You know, I accused Justin of trying to kill Alex. Did he ever tell you that?
No, he didn't tell me.
I was very unfair to him. But I've tried hard to make it up to him.
Well, whatever you did, he certainly has forgiven you because he thinks the world of you.
I'm happy to hear that.
Mr. Wheeler told me that Dennis is his son.
Yes, that's right. It's a long story, Ashley. I'll tell you about it some other time.
Oh, well, I wasn't looking for an explanation. I just wanted you to know that he had told me about it.
I have a feeling that before this week is out, Alex will have told everyone in Houston that Dennis is his son.
Oh, well, he sure has done a lot of talking today.
Oh, I know. I just hope he hasn't overdone it.
That's so hard to get him to stop.
Well, he's asleep now. I think he'll rest well tonight and feel much better in the morning.
You know, you seem pretty tired. You could use some rest yourself.
Oh, I want to be nearby in case Alex needs me.
Well, I understand.
I think he'll be released from the hospital in a week or so.
Well, see? Now you really have something to look forward to.
Yes. It will be so good to have him home and well again.
Hey there.
Ashley.
I'm sorry that you hurried over because you're not going to get to see Mr. Wheeler tonight.
Why not?
Well, Mrs. Wheeler just feels like he shouldn't be disturbed anymore. He's really tired.
I wanted to settle some things with him about the oil drilling project.
Justin, how can you be so insensitive?
What do you mean?
Mr. Wheeler just had a stroke a month ago. Now, he's made a miraculous recovery. I think that your little business deals can wait a day or two.
You're right. I'm sorry, I've just been wrapped up in this oil project. I haven't had anything on my mind for a long time except that.
Well, don't talk business when you see Mrs. Wheeler. And try to remember to ask a couple of questions about Mr. Wheeler's health.
You haven't told me yet why you're here at the hospital.
Oh, Mr. Wheeler called and wanted to talk to me.
I gathered that. What did he want you for?
He just wanted to discuss some things.
What thing?
Things he had on his mind. Confidential things.
I won't tell a soul, Ashley.
Well, I know you won't, because I don't intend to tell you.
Oh, you don't want to talk to me in a public place. I see. We'll talk about it later.
If you've invited me to dinner, Justin, because you think that I intend to discuss Alex Wheeler's personal business affairs with you, you can go to dinner alone.
I invited you to dinner, Ashley, because I enjoy your company, that's all. Now, why don't you tell me about Alex Wheeler?
You should have come by a little earlier, Dad. You could have had dinner with Paige and me.
Oh, I already grabbed a bite. Thanks anyway.
You sure I could fix something?
Oh, no. There's a little place down the street from my apartment. I ate there.
Where's Paige?
She went to see Alex.
Huh. How is Alex doing?
He's doing just fine.
Good. I hear he's making real progress.
Well, he seems to be coming along, yeah.
He's speaking now.
Yeah, he is. Dad, we seem to be tiptoeing around this.
Are we?
Dad, you don't have to feel threatened by Alex.
Do you think I feel threatened?
Don't you?
I don't think so. Well, at least, not a lot.
You're great, Dad. You know that?
Mm-hmm. How did it go with Alex?
Well, we talked about you mostly.
What did you say?
I told him how much I cared about you. He said that he understands how much I love you and that he doesn't expect that to change. He just said he wants a chance to... Well, he just wants a chance to get to know me, Dad.
Well, I certainly can't begrudge him that, can I?
We're just going to be friends, that's all. Who knows? Maybe even you and Alex can be friends.
Well, I suppose anything is possible. But don't count on it. I don't think it'll be easy for Alex to forget what happened between us.
Well, I think you're wrong, Dad. I think Alex wants a fresh start as much as I do.
What about you and Paige, Dennis? Are you going to have a fresh start?
Dr. Douglas?
Yes?
My name is Paige Carrington. I'm Alex Wheeler's daughter-in-law.
Oh, thank you, Karen.
I was thinking about giving him a visit, but they told me at the nurse's station that I should talk to you first. How is he?
He's much better.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that, Doctor.
He's recovering his speech and his memory very rapidly. I'd say right now that his prognosis is excellent.
Well, then there is a chance that he would recover completely.
Oh, I'd say there's a very good chance.
Oh, Doctor, that's wonderful news. Is there a possibility that I could spend a few minutes with him?
Sure, I think so, but only a few minutes. He's had quite a few visitors today.
Yes.
Oh, by the way, Mrs. Wheeler's in the adjoining room if you'd like to see her.
Oh, no, I don't think I should really bother her right now. I'm sure she has a lot on her mind, but thank you, Doctor, for your help. I
Certainly.
appreciate it. Alex, I'm so glad you're going to be all right. I'm so glad that you and Dennis have been reunited after all these years. Maybe now you can stop Iris from destroying all of our lives.
What are you doing here?
Hello, Dad.
Hi, honey.
Hi, Stryker.
Thanks.
Hello, Mother.
Hi, sweetheart.
You look so pretty. I love that blue
thank you,
on
honey.
you.
Thank you for the invite.
Oh, Max. Glad to see you.
Sit down, Max.
Okay.
Can I get you to a drink?
No thanks.
I'll have a couple beers with dinner.
Max, I hear you got yourself a new breed of bull.
How did you know that?
I stopped in the Cattlemen's Club. Had a drink with a client. Ran into your old friend Jake Johnson.
Well, there's nothing much goes on in this town you don't know about, is there?
Few things. Not a whole lot.
Well, we got a few things I think we ought to tell you about before you find out from someone else.
And what kind of things?
Well, for one, I'm going to be building your daughter a new house.
That's wonderful. You going to start building soon?
Well, we ought to start talking to the architect, and he's started to draw up some new rough plans. Only thing we're sure of right now is that we're going to be facing away from the Harper property.
I wouldn't worry about those rigs, son. They're going to come down.
I sure hope so.
That well is going to come in dry, and you're going to be able to look out over your grazing land the rest of your life.
That's what I want. I want my children to be able to look out the window and see grazing land.
There's no reason that wish can't come true. Whenever you and Rena decide to start a family.
Well, we've already decided.
What, you have?
Yes, Dad. We're going to have a baby.
What, you're pregnant?
No, not yet, but I will be soon. Would I keep anything important away from you?
I knew he'd be happy.
Come on, Max. This calls for a celebration. You say, let's break out the champagne. Two.
Well, did you see Bart?
Yes.
And, did he think you'd have any problems?
Not particularly. In fact, we had a long talk about it.
You still don't feel any better about this, do you?
Mother, I did at the time, but now I'm getting scared again.
Oh, now, honey, I think you're blowing this all out of proportion now.
Well, I'm sorry. That's just the way I feel, Mother. I can't help it.
Have you talked to Max about how you feel?
No, I haven't.
Why not?
Because I don't want to.
Oh, now, Rena, please. Honey, talk to him. A child is an experience that should be shared together every step of the way. Please, tell him how you feel. Be honest with him.
I'm just afraid of disappointing you.
Oh, no, I don't think that will happen.
Look, Dad, if it's all the same to you, I'd just as soon not talk about Paige and me, all right?
Something wrong?
Why does everybody keep asking me that question?
Everybody?
Dad, come on.
Who is everybody, Dennis?
You, Paige?
Dennis, if you have to talk to someone, I wish you'd talk to me.
I can't.
I know what it feels like to be locked up like that, in prison. I know how it is to adjust when you're out.
It's not just that, Dad. It's last night. Last night, I wanted to be with Paige. I wanted to, but I couldn't. Couldn't even touch her.
I understand, Dennis. It's all right.
Damn it, Dad. Why does this have to happen to me? I love Paige. I do. I really do.
I know you love her, Dennis. Paige knows that, too.
Then why do I feel this way?
I don't know. But sometimes it happens. It happens to a lot of people.
It's never happened to me before.
Dennis, sometimes these things just pass by themselves.
Yeah. And sometimes they don't.
I came to see Alex. Well, as you can see, he's asleep, and you are not going to disturb him.
I don't intend to.
I don't want you in there, Paige.
Fine. Then I'll be leaving
Who
now.
told you you could go into Alex's room?
Dr. Douglas did.
That was only true for close friends and members of the family.
I am a member of the family, Iris, or had you forgotten?
No, I hadn't forgotten.
And I also consider myself a close friend of Alex's, so I think I qualify on both counts.
Just a minute.
What?
I want to talk to you. Since you consider yourself to be a member of this family, I'd like us to have a little family chat.
Ryan,
I've been trying to get an appointment with you all afternoon.
Well, I've been busy today, Justin.
It's important. I need to see you.
Check with Ashley, and there may be some time tomorrow. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to go see my uncle.
What does he want to talk to you about?
Well, you see, Justin, World Oil happens to be Alex's company. And I've been running it for him since he's been out of commission. I imagine he'd like to know what's going on.
I hope you're not going to try to take advantage of your uncle's illness, Connor.
And what does that mean?
I hope you're not going to try to stab me in the back. I know you'd like to change his mind about the oil production.
No, I have no objections to World Oil expanding into the production field. I just don't think you're the man for the job.
Your uncle thought I was.
Well, maybe he did. But I think he made a big mistake giving you the go-ahead on the Harper property. I'm certainly going to voice my opinions on the subject to him.
It was no mistake.
Well, I think it was a mistake.
Just you wait till that well comes in.
Well, you better get out to the Harper place and say a lot of magic words over that well, Justin. Because if it doesn't come in within the next 10 days, I'm going to close you down.
Well, listen to you. Now that you've stolen his wife.
You watch yourself, or I'll have you out in the street in 10 minutes flat. You understand?
You'd better get used to having me around here, Connor. Because when that well comes in, I'll be the one calling the shots.
Hello, Mr. Connor.
Hello, Ashley.
Is this going to be one of your get-out-of-town fast speeches, Iris? Because if it is, you can save yourself the trouble. I've got them down pat by now.
That's so cute, Paige. I want to talk to you about Dennis.
Oh, really? So what else is new?
You claim to love him.
I do love him. I love him very much.
I believe you. And because I believe you, I think you will listen to what I have to say now. For the first time in a long time, things are beginning to go well for Dennis. He's finally out of jail.
He's just out on bail, Iris. He still has a prison sentence hanging over his head.
I know that. But Stryker seems to think there's a good chance that he could get a suspended sentence.
It's not certain. We'll only know when he's sentenced.
Try to understand. After what Dennis has been through, he needs to make a new beginning. He has to try to put the pieces of his life back together again.
And you don't think that I should be one of those pieces, isn't that it, Iris?
Dennis knows now that Alex is his father. They've been reunited. And Dennis needs Alex as much as Alex needs Dennis. They both need their family.
Just how many times do I have to tell you, Iris, I am a member of the family?
Technically, you are. But don't you see? You don't belong in this family.
I think I do belong. I think I belong very much.
You're from a different background. A different class from Dennis.
Dennis and I are not that different, Iris. In many ways, we're very much alike.
Oh, really? What about the pornographic film you made?
What about it?
Well, up until now, the district attorney hasn't used the film as evidence in Dennis's case. However, once the sentencing is over, it will be anyone's guess what will happen.
If the press does find out, I'll just have to deal with it when it happens.
It will be too late then, Paige.
This is just the same song, isn't it, Iris? It's just a different verse.
You can't go on thinking only of yourself. Being so selfish. Think of Alex. He's just started to recuperate. Now, how do you think he will feel when he sees his daughter-in-law's name smeared across the front page of every newspaper in America?
I hope you don't mind if I don't listen to any more of this. I've had enough, thank you.
I don't know how Dennis can stand to touch you. Knowing what you've done, the men you've been with.
Are you quite through now?
What do I have to do to get you to leave Dennis? Show him the film?
No. That won't be necessary.
Excuse me. Could you do me a favor?
Yes.
Dr. Douglas wants to see Mrs. Wheeler, who's right here in A to F. He said he'd be in his office on the 7th floor. Could you tell her? Sorry, you deliver these flowers?
Sure. I'll tell her.
Thank you.
Come in.
How you doing?
Fine.
You've been quiet. I thought this was going to be a kind of celebration.
If I spoiled it for you, I'm sorry. I didn't get much rest last night. I guess you're right, I am tired.
It's more than that. I think it has something to do with the baby.
You're right, Max.
Have you changed your mind?
Max, I want that baby as much as you do. Yes. I'm just scared.
Well, scared of what, honey?
Scared of losing the baby. Afraid that I'm not going to give you that perfect son. And I think I'll be a lousy mother.
I can understand that. I'm scared, too.
You are, aren't you?
Yes, I'm scared of lots of things. Mostly, I'm scared of losing you in childbirth. I know that sounds silly now, but when those thoughts come into my mind, I just break out in a cold sweat.
Max, I went to see Bart. I had a physical.
What did he say? Is everything all right?
Yes.
Did you tell him how scared you are?
He told me the same thing that my mother's been telling me. To relax and to stop worrying. But he also said that if I took care of myself, that everything should be all right. So if something happens, we'll just have to learn to deal with it right there and then.
Well, that sounds like good advice.
Yeah, but knowing it and taking it are two different things.
Maybe we should wait a while, not rush into this.
No, I think we should stick to our plans. I'll just have to learn to cope with things, that's all.
When you get scared, you tell me, and we'll try and talk it out. And when I get scared, I'll tell you. Now, how does that sound?
Sounds like it could work.
If you want to wait, honey, I'll understand. I want you to be happy, Rena. I want this to be a wonderful experience for both of us.
I think it'll be a beautiful experience.
I bet that you're going to be a terrific mother.
Oh, I was such a rotten kid.
Yeah, but you grew up to be such a terrific woman.
Darling, you say the most beautiful things to me.
Oh, I sure love you.
Well, what'd you say to Ryan Connor? He seemed very upset.
All I have to do is say hello to Ryan and he gets upset.
Justin, if you want to continue to work for World Oil, I would suggest that you try a little harder to get along with Ryan Connor. He does run the company, you know.
If Ryan wants to get along with me, let him make the effort. I don't care whether he likes me or not.
Oh, boy. You sure are taking a chance. If that well doesn't come in...
It'll come in. I guarantee it.
Justin, it was nice of you to come over. I do hope you understand that Alex can't see anyone else tonight. He's so tired. And the last thing he needs is to wear himself out discussing business.
I understand.
Oh,
Hello, Iris. Is it all right if I go in to see Alex?
No, it isn't, Ryan. You'll have to wait, too.
Well, Alex asked me to come over and talk to him. He said it was very important.
That's true, Mrs. Wheeler. Mr. Wheeler wanted to see Mr. Connor.
Evan, Ryan wants to talk to Alex, and I have been trying to tell him it's not a good idea.
Iris, Alex wants to see me now. He seemed very anxious.
Well, yes, he told me he wanted to see you, too. I think that'll be fine as long as you don't stay too long with him.
No, I won't. Excuse me.
Dr. Oates, 8-1. Dr. Oates, 8-1.
Too bad, Alex. Too bad you know so much about our little drug operation. Such a danger. I just can't trust the chance that you might remember. You'll understand, won't you? You won't even know what happened. You'll just go right on sleeping. Long, long time.
There's some innovative new therapy techniques I'd like to try with Alex.
Do you think they'll work?
Well, they've been tested extensively, seem to produce some extraordinary results. Certainly can't do him any harm.
Doctor, something's wrong. You better take a look at Mr. Wheeler. Iris, I don't think you should go in there.
Join us each weekday at this time for the continuing story of Texas.